Now here's my second instructions on how to make an oak leaf pattern. Now here's one of my books here. You can see there's an oak leaf there. There's a couple of oak leaves there. Okay, so now I'll proceed just to do another design. So here we go. I hope we can get it in. Okay, right. Now, I know I ramble on a little bit when I'm doing these things, so you'll have to excuse me. But there again, it's might be of some interest to some people, you know. Here we go, I'm drawing this now, just getting the rough idea of how I'm going to do it. Now, what I've done is I've made a circle here, which was like a scroll. You see, it could grow and it could move off like this. So this is just an idea I have. So now we're going to do maybe 3 leaves or 4 leaves, but I'll do the 3 leaves for now, here, just to save time. And I'll put it in here, this one in here, like so. And it's like the 3 feathers, you see. So another one will grow out this way, so you get a splay coming out. So it's just like a scroll that does a movement like this, you see. And it comes from here, and another, it will come here, you see. So they will vary. You can see even the little design I have here. So this is a big leaf here. So this is giving you the idea of just the formation of the leaf. It's like a laurel leaf, really. Now, the laurel leaf has got no indentations at all. And the other leaves are palmate and all these various names you have for them. Okay, so I'll go in here. Now, I will, there again, think within this space here, maybe I don't need another leaf. I'll put in my little acorns again here. So I'll put them in here, just to give the idea there. We can always alter these as you go along, you see. And then I'll put another one here. So it fills in this space here. But it gives that rhythm like a fan-like effect here. And so, there we go. So I'm just going to proceed in drawing this design. I'm putting things in now. As I mentioned before, we've got a little branch that this has to live off. So this is like the backbone of your scrolls too. So instead of just going around there, I might like a little bit to come off this way. So I put it's been hacked off. It's either fallen off or it's been pruned. So I'll put another little twig in here, just as an idea at the moment. Here we go. And so there we go, we're forming this here, you see. So we've got that, and now I've got this here, which is up there. What do I do? I've got an empty space here. Now, with oak, I think I'll put another one in here. See, I've changed my mind. This is how you do it when you design, you see. You just look at these things and just see how they move. And I just have a little piece of rubber. It's not a rubber. This is the stuff, what we call blue tack. You stick your cards on the wall with it and all that type of thing. And it's handy for just erasing instead of a pencil rubber. It lifts up. You can see you can dab things off and there. And instead of your pencil marks being so indented and there, you can just touch them off like that. You dab them off. With a pencil rubber, you rub away the surface sometimes. So here we go. So there I've got that. Now we've got like a twig here. This is the twig that's coming off here. And I can make this come down here. I can do all sorts of things with it, you see. So your design, you're getting this rhythm going here like this. And you know, I ramble on. And as I mentioned before, when I'm doing these designs and I've got the oak leaf here and I'm thinking, you know, what am I going to use? Well, I'm going to use, when I've actually done my quickie with a pencil like this, I'm going to use a pen and ink. Now, if we actually think hard, or if you've been taught, or if you're inquisitive about these things, like in calligraphy and so, you're using ink all the time. Well, in the past years, when the monks were in their monastery, in their little cells, and they were there scribing books, you see, books weren't printed, they were all written by hand. And how did you write this? Well, you get ink. You can get ink from a squid, but if you're not near the seaside and you haven't got any fishermen around, you don't get any of the sepia stuff. It's okay if you're on the coast of Italy and places like so. So you walk into the woods and you look on the ground, or you look into the trees, and there were, in the oak leaf here, on the acorns, when it's just about setting its seed, along comes a little wasp, and she decides, oh, I want to lay me eggs. So she gets into one of these little acorns here, and she puts her little egg into that. So she's going to be a gall wasp. It's a gall, you see. This is what they call a gall. So it distorts, and it's not like an acorn. It gets a sort of wobbly sort of thing. So, but along comes the monk, and he sees this, and he picks them up, and maybe burns them, and then he sees a little bit like the charcoal effect on this thing. Mix it with some water or some binder. How do I bind it? So maybe then he's got some ferric oxide, which is like rust stuff, and he puts that into the mix. So it fixes the ink. It's a fixative in its way, you see. You can use egg yolk and all this, egg whitening and all that type of thing with it, too. But then, because he's put this rust in it, ferric oxide, or something like that, he calls it ink because it's encre in the French, and it comes from the Latin and the Greek, encaustic. So it's caustic. So it means it burns in. It means burning. Ink, encre, incrustation or caustic. And so that's why in lots of these old documents sometimes this ink that they have used bites through the paper, and it's like a few pinholes all the way through, you see. So this is the way I think, and this is what the oak leaf does. And then we have a nation as an empire builders. We've got to sail across the sea, and we've got to trade and that. So what do? Go into the woods, and we look up into the trees, and we see a branch. It's a forked branch, and that's ideal for the ribs of a boat. You don't have to, because it doesn't twist or anything like that. So we build our ships, merchant ships and battleships and things like that in the old days, out of oak. It's good, strong timber. Lasts for years. And then as a nation, we use the adage of hearts of oak are our men. And so this is what the old sailors used to sing, you see. So it gives you this. So you've always got oak in your brain all the time. You go into the church, you sit on the seats, and they're all made from oak. And that's why we seem to love the old oak tree. And the acorns. As kids, you love to play with those things. Here we go. I'm still doodling away. As you see how I'm gradually moving around as I'm talking. I'm rambling on. This is what you do. You see, it's one thing leads to another. This is where your interest comes. You find something of interest, then you look into it, and you can find all sorts of different. See, that's how I've gradually built this one in now. So I'll fill this space in. I could put an acorn in there, or shall I? Yeah, I will fill it in. Just be a bit. We don't know, you see. So if it doesn't look right, we take it out. So I'll put an acorn in there. It's going to come in. It's upside down, shall we say, like that. It's been pushed in, and it's growing in this way. You see how how you can work these designs in? They come into a rhythm. You see, they come into a circle. And if you're making brooches, or if you're in a jewellery trade or something like that, this is what you do. Or if you want to fill in a small space. And so we are working on this. You can make it more rustic, you see, like this. You can put little knobbles on it, because that's what the oak does. It becomes an old man. It lasts for hundreds of years. Stays in the same spot, all weathers. There we go. And so that's why walking through the woods, you can smell it. It changes its colour in the autumn. And all these fruits come on and throw on the floor. And this is why, I don't know why, it seems so popular with people asking for it. It's an attractive leaf to carve and to engrave, and our friends here, they want to try making a wedding ring with it. It will be on a wedding ring. It's quite small, but it's still good. And I can't recall what it's like. You know, various plants get their names, like rosemary for remembrance, and there's an oak leaf, I don't know. So if you're going to give it to your wife on a wedding ring, or you're going to keep it like this. Okay, so now we're going to put this in here. What I do now is, I may not have a lot of time, but you see, I've got this drawing with pencil, and I'm going to rub this over the top again, this blue tack, or you can buy it from the shops, as you know. Now you see, it renders it down. It takes off all the carbon on the top, so that you've got your outline. So you never see, or you rarely see me using the pencil rubber to erase. Only maybe a little bit in there, but you see it's erased itself almost. Now you've got that there, and you can do your variations with a pen if you've got a little bit more expertise on it, you see. So I'll take my pen out now, and this is just a one. It's a little bit fine. Okay, oh, I don't know, I've been talking with it out of focus. Oh, here we go. Right. So now I've done this design. I think I may have had it out of line. Oh, please do not. Now, okay, now I'm going to go around this area here. You see, like I'm doing here. That's filling in this space here. Now, what I do, you can see this mono line that I've been working on here. What I do now, because it's just a line, and of course the light and shade comes in, and even if you haven't got shade, this is just for engraving or just to show you when you're drawing. I think of the light coming from this area here, so it's going to cast a shadow underneath. It doesn't cast the shadow over the top, so that line can stay fairly thin. But underneath here, you see, I will darken this area here like this, you see. And so that's, shall we say, it's like If you had the sea here, it's like a cliff, do you see? And you're looking up here, and that's your plane on the top here. So again, you've got this area here, and you take this one down like that.